Friends, if you ask everybody to come over, we have some room on this side for ladies. Yeah. Friends, before we begin, if I could ask everyone to just take a moment to turn their phones on silent. You can be seated if you have a chair.
I'd like to start with Kapitel Chav Gimel. Mizmor LeDavid Adenu Rei Le'echso B'nizdeshi Abitzeini Al Memenuchas Yinah Aleini Nafshi Yeshev Rachinu V'mag L'tzedek L'ma'an Shmei Gam Ke'elech V'git Talmovetz Li'iraro Ke'ati Imodi Shivtecho Mishantecha Himoi Nachamoni Tarech L'fonai Shulchan Neged Tzeraroi V'shanta V'shem Areishi Keisi Revoyo Achte v'chaytze d'depuni koi meichayoi V'shavte b'veis adeinoi l'erech yamim. It's hard to speak. It's harder even not to speak. Alter Moshe Meir, or as we all knew him, Moshe, was somebody that, as much as we will say about him, would not be enough. And the Torah tells us that if we look into the time, the parsha, that a dear one that departs us really reflects on his personality. And if we look at the parsha of Avraham Avinu, and we're saying this Avraham Avinu because every Jew has that potential in them. And Moshe actually realized that potential. We find by Avraham Avinu that he did Hachnochas Orchim and Tzedakah physically, with his money and with his neshama. Moshe was exactly that type of a personality. I've known Moshe since the mid-80s, and there wasn't a thing that Moshe would not run to do it himself, to help every way possible, physically, monetarily, whatever he can, and always had something kind and nice to say. Just to be in his presence really made you feel good, comfortable, happy. He always did it naturally. He would often, something that he could not do, he did it anyways. And he wasn't just, as we're saying, a good neshama, but he was also especially an excellent husband, father, grandfather, brother. And as much as he treated everyone like a brother, he had a special knack, if we could say this, for family. It was always on his mind. It's interesting to stress that when I came to see him at the hospital after he suffered a stroke, I was like very moved. He remembered everyone in my family. He remembered something he did in Indiana. He remembered friends. He would share freely. It was very moving to see the special good neshama. I'd like to say a word from the Rabbeim, that somebody that has a good neshama is a special gift from God, that has a feeling to do a favor naturally. Sometimes you see people do a favor because they're obligated, because there's a mitzvah, because they have to. By Moshe was something that was just naturally flowing, naturally wanting to do good. And interesting that he had a special feeling for the shul. When he was here in the shul, he would in the shul in synagogue free, he'd always make a special, the herring, something special, something tasty. He always loved to do something physically, and I understand that in Indiana it's the same thing. Everybody knew Moshe's herring. It was something that he would like to do, something tasty, something that people will feel. So as we are, here, and as we are going to try to reflect on Moshe's life and something that family would like to, take with you, is really the parsha, the week that he departed from us, that he had all those qualities of Avraham Avinu. We're always saying Avraham Avinu, and he lived it every day of his life. I'd like to ask family to please, family wanted to share their feelings, please step up and share your feelings, as well as other people that would like to come up and say a few words. Family?
Thank you. Welcome, family and friends. Thank you all for being here. Everybody who came in from out of town. As many of you may know, my dad has had plenty of near-death experiences. After his fourth heart attack, which not many people can say they've survived 4 heart attacks. After his fourth heart attack, it had come to a point, and it was pretty bad. The doctors were saying 50-50 chance. After 3 days, it didn't help. But I was at a point where I was mentally prepared for today, but I wasn't fully prepared. So after he recovered from his fourth heart attack, it happened to be 2 days before his stroke. I was having a conversation with him. I was in town in the breezeway, which was next to the house, his safe space, his smoking space. Me and him were sitting outside talking, and I said, straight, what do you want me to say at your eulogy? Which he said, I don't care, say whatever you want, I'll be dead. I said, well, that doesn't help. Help me, give me something to work with. He said, okay, say whatever you want, but whatever you do, don't make it depressing. Like, what do you mean? Of course people are going to be sad. It's going to be, a little bit. He said, I don't want people to be sad. I want people to celebrate my life. Listen, I lived my life. I got married. I had kids. I had grandkids. I'm okay. So I said, well, that really limits me further if I have to make sure to not say anything sad. He said, so I said, what? I can't say anything. He said, just tell him one of my jokes from my list. Hold on, let me tell you what the list is. A few years ago, my brothers and my mom and I compiled a list of all my dad's jokes that he's told us over the years, over and over and over again. So we've compiled well over 60, okay? And when I tell you, I went through that list, each one of them, and not a single one of them was appropriate, let alone for a eulogy. So I said to him, I can't tell these. He said, okay, save them for the Shiva, say whatever you want. Okay. So 2 days later, he had a stroke, and I was an emotional wreck because it was so, I said, how am I supposed to, this was 2 days ago, I asked him, he said, don't make it depressing. What am I supposed to say? I'm an emotional wreck and I can't say anything sad? So luckily, he survived. Baruch Hashem, he made it through. So I had some more time to think about it. And as time passed, a few months ago, I heard this joke and I said, oh, this is the perfect joke. I said, this is the one. And my dad would really appreciate it. And I was talking to my brother Nachman last night, and he said, don't say it. And I said, Nachman, okay. But little did he know, I've had this planned all along. Okay. So, a man is on his deathbed, and he says to his wife, honey, I would give anything for one last time to taste one of your chocolate rogalach. And she said, okay, sweetie, I'm going to go into the kitchen and bake some rogalach. So she did, and the house smelled amazing. She came back to her husband, and she brought the chocolate rogalach, and he tasted one, said, oh, honey, this is so delicious. I thank you so much for making these for me. Could I please just have one more? And she looked at him sadly. She said, I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm saving the rest for Shiva. Thank you. I'll be here all week. So I figured that one my dad would appreciate. So in his honor, he said, don't be depressed. So we're celebrating his life, and he's at peace. Okay, next up, Avi. Thank you, everyone.
I might be here a while, so someone can grab my blanket if they need it. No, I don't need it. It's if anyone gets cold while I'm up here. I have always liked the metaphor of our lives being like a candle, burning bright for the short time that we have. My father was like one of those gag gift birthday candles, the one you blow out and then it comes back. They say that Katzes have 9 lives, and I'm very grateful. I'd like to spend a little time talking about my dad. Oh, you didn't like that one?
No, I did like that.
Oh. All right. I remember when I was really young, he was the strongest person I know. He would throw us up like we were little acrobats. He was also fast. I remember very vividly one time we were walking home from a Shabbos meal here in Chicago. I must have been 5 or 6. And he said, hey, Avi, you want to race me home? And we did. And I was running as fast as I could. And he beat me handily. And at that moment, I said to myself, I'm going to run fast and I'm going to beat this guy. Spoiler, I did eventually. He was also a talented musician. He would talk about when he was younger, he always wanted a guitar. He always wanted to play guitar. And he begged his parents to get him a guitar so he could learn how to play guitar. And his aunt came to town in Israel, and what did she have with her? A guitar, or something that looked like a guitar. it had 7 strings. Nobody knew how to play it, so he learned the instrument that they had, the accordion. He wasn't very proud of that, but I was. I told everyone I could. I thought it was amazing. I still do. He was very excited and proud when I got a guitar. Nachman got a guitar, and then I permanently borrowed it. He would tell the story of how he was at home and he heard Stairway to Heaven playing in the basement, and then he came down and he saw that I was playing it, and he would tell people that, and every time I heard that story, him tell that story, he would embellish it a little bit further. By the last time I heard him say it, I'm pretty sure he was saying that I wrote the song. I'm sure you guys are asking, did Avi write Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin? Yeah. We'll never know. I'm actually pretty sure I wasn't playing that song. I think I was playing a different song. And I was playing like 4 notes. But he was proud. I found my passion for language through him and my mom. He spoke English, Russian, Hebrew, Yiddish, and he knew enough of a bunch of other different languages, obviously to say the naughty words and to teach them to me, but also to say a joke. You know, he could say something that would make whoever it was laugh, make him feel comfortable. And he supported us. He loved us. He liked to troll me. We would start arguing. He would say something, I don't know, to get me riled up. And we would argue. And then when he knew he was losing, he would sit back and smile and say, I just like getting you riled up. And it gives me nachas to see my children forming their own opinions, even when their opinions are wrong. At his core, my father was a storyteller. He was a Maggid. I always admired the way that he could capture an audience and tell a story or a joke, usually both. And anyone that's been in shul with him will know that his voice was not made for whispering. It was meant to be telling those kind of stories. Were they all fully factual? I don't know. Did soldiers in the old country take bread that was soaked in shoe polish and put it on their heads to get drunk? I don't know. The button on the black hats, was that because the old Wild Wild West Rebbeim needed to pin it into the lapel while they were riding to catch Minyan? I don't know. There's one. That was another one. Yeah, it might be a real one. There's one that I know is not true. It was his original, the first one he ever told me. It was his thumb the whole time. His stories and his jokes were his way of sharing love. I love you, Abba. This is where he would say, I love you more. You know why? Because I'm bigger. In the words of one of his favorite bands on the first vinyl that he ever played for me, that sits in a place of honor in my home. Wish you were here. Also, shine on, you crazy diamond.
there's too much to say. If I could piggyback off of Rabbi Nautic, said by the Parsha, Avram Avinu was Ish Chesed. That was his midah. The amount of times that I'd go with him to people's houses to fix whatever it was on any Sunday, build a sukkah. There were people we would travel. Actually, we would travel from South Bend to Chicago. There was a few people in Chicago that he would come every year to build their sukkah, same way that he did years before. And at the drop of a hat, he would do for anybody. Past year and a half since the stroke, it's been hard. In a way, I feel like I haven't actually seen my father in a year and a half, and I miss him since then. If all this year and a half has been kapara after kapara, it's been through a lot. And like my brother said, he's one of those gag candles. He was stubborn. I say these words because he said the same thing at my bar mitzvah. He called me stubborn. He didn't give up. He wouldn't give up. And he still didn't. But he needed exactly the amount of kapara to get right to the Kisei HaKavod. Abba, tell the Eibishter, daven for us. I love you so much.
As we're about to lower the casket, I was about to ask Mechila again. It's important to remember the foundations of our Torah Akdesha, which is that a Jew has two sides to him, the physical and the spiritual. The neshama lives on forever, and righteous people have the merit that they live in two dimensions, in the spiritual and the unlimited world that physical people are not able to see, and in this world through the Maisim Tevim of the children and the grandchildren. Certainly Moshe's neshama has been transmitted to each and every one of you to continue to do the chesed and the maisim tevim and the mitzvahs that was always done for the purpose of the mitzvah, just in the real lishma, for no other reason than just to do the chesed. And it would certainly be a tremendous chus for his neshama if you would continue to do more so after his lifetime than during his lifetime. It's just one of the signs of righteousness is if more mitzvahs are done after the life of the person than during his lifetime. So this is a moment of encouragement. This is a moment of making decisions to do more mitzvahs, and specifically more ma'asim tevim as your father and grandfather did. Again, I'd like to, in my name and the name of the family, in the name of all of us, to ask from Mechila, from Alta Mesha Meir and Rabbi Refoel, if we haven't treated you as you deserve during your lifetime, and after your lifetime you should forgive us, and we're mispalel for your Ileh HaNeshama.
side of the mound. Just be careful around the open vehicles.
You missed the good speeches. I know. Oh, yeah, you get out here.
Couldn't share anything either.
Yeah. Watch the replay.
Friends, at the conclusion of our service, the family will be returning for Shiva at the Katz residence, 2836 West Sherwin. The meeting times and the visiting times are posted on the website, as well as our pamphlet that's provided here. Additionally, Rabbi Hershkovitz will be sitting Shiva 9242 Aspen Drive. Those times are listed on the same places as well.
Still in the tissue season.
Just a reminder, before we leave, there are Baruch Hashem, a number of people here, so just please be patient as we exit the cemetery, especially as we get on to Pulaski. It's a little bit of a dangerous if you're making a left turn, so just keep that in mind.
Today he'll be at Sherwin till the evening, but then the other days he's just all day at home. Just because he doesn't have to do minyan. It's a brother, so he doesn't have to do minyan. But the Rav said, what's the best time to come? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're gonna do Myra, but you don't have to come for Myra. They're gonna do like the weeknight Myra at 8 o'clock. The show's minyan at 8. Tomorrow night. Before Myra, working like. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, he'll be home the whole day. But yeah, if you want to come around, then there's people. She said, oh, you heard that? No, she spoke. Oh, no, she said. Yeah. She said that she had this, like, I guess, a couple of years ago when he had, like, his fourth heart attack. She spoke with him and declared, what should I say at your funeral? And, like, he spoke, like, he's sad, you know? Don't be depressed, celebrate my life.
Some good times.
Yeah. Part of our formative, you know, like the formative.
Story, 20 years.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
Gotta get this turned.
Let's do one more. We're gonna get more in just a moment. Friends, if I could have your attention, just to keep in mind that the day is rather short today and Mincha is going to be at 4 p.m. sharp. So just to keep in mind as we leave the cemetery, to do it directly, and I emphasize directly, to your cars, so we can all exit in an orderly fashion, and then we could help make the minyan back at 2836 West Sherwin. Thank you so much. Of course. We're going to tilt the bucket a little bit. Watch your toes. Watch your toes.
Part of the menu.
There you go. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do another one. Just everybody can hold the shovel for a minute.
The Tzedek Adin will be recited now. Hatzut Toim Bolik Holdor Chok Mishpat Elamuna Novel Tzedek V'Yosher Hu Hatzut Toim B'Chol Priyam B'Yim Alim Masif Al Hashal B'Mata V'Mal Memis M'Chaim V'Yosher V'Yol Hatzut Toimim B'Chol Masim B'Yim Alim Matasa Chaim V'Eisa Chesed Chinul Nistasa B'Zchut Hanekat Tzitzeh Akshiva V'Atzei Tzaddik b'chagrocha v'atzir kol emeach apayim mol arachamim chamol no Krishna ol om esivonim k'chol odin ha'tzmichos v'arachamim Tzaddik Adonai l'hamis alachim yitzah shebiyot ha'pigdim kol rufis Halil olachol z'chenim arinkai v'inech v'arachim alim etchufis k'lachol odin harachim v'atzmichos Ono menshon ha'yichya e'emetshon yichya la'itzon k'lehoi yinya Baruch Baruch Hemes Menisum Chaya Baruch Hu Hemes Dinim Sheket Hakel Be'ene Shalom La'odem Chashbene V'dine Hakel Nishmei Hidoi V'tene V'daino Adene T'tzedek Mishpatecha T'tzidkek V'dvaecha T'tzidke Mishpatecha V'ena Hara Achamidus Shoftecha Tzedek Ata Adene V'yosha Mishpatecha Dayan Emes V'tzedek V'emes Bo Dayan Ha'emes Kol Mishpatem Tzedek V'emes Nefesh Kol Chai B'yadecha Tzedek Mo O Yeminecha Racham Atletis Ten Yadecha Sima L'malach Eretz Yadecha K'dei Ha'ikse V'rav Ha'aliliyo Asher Lecha P'chuches Al Kol Dachis V'odem Losis V'ish K'dracham V'chim Ha'alolam V'hagit V'yosha Adene Tzur L'lev Losadei Adonai Nosam V'Adonai Lotach V'hisheim Adonai Meveach V'hurach V'nechafer Oven V'lei Yashkes V'hibol Hoshev Ape V'lei Yoya Kol Chamos Yeah, next before the Kaddish, and then this is the Kaddish one.
Yeah, that's all from and they're religious. Exactly, right. So he did a lot of questions. They did a lot.
Kapitel Memtes will be recited now. Lam Natseach Livnekeach Mizmesh Shimozish Kol Ha'amim Hazinu Kol Shecholot Gam Nodem Gam Neish Yachadosh Ve'avyein Piyata B'choch Mezvagus Libes Smunes Ata L'moshel Ozni Efsa V'china Chidosa Mer Mer Avena Kevi Yitzubeini Habeitchim al chaylam v'rev Oshem his halalo och lefode yivde ish leyiten lelehim kofreim v'yeka pidya nafshem v'chod aleilam v'chi ed lanetzach leira shochas ki yer chacham yamuso yachat ksil v'var yeveidu v'oz v'lacherem chaylam kirban batem leilam mishkanesim ledei v'dei kor v'shmeisem alei adomes Adam bika bal yalen nimshal kabhemes nidmu zed darkom kesel lama vachem b'fiem yirtzusela katzen l'she'el shatum avasirem v'yodavar misharim labeka mitzum levala she'el mizulei achalehim yivdo nafshem miyad she'el ki kachay nisela altir ki yasher ish ki yabekveit beise kelev meise yikach hakel לירד אחריו כבדי, כנף שבחייב יבורך וידוחה כסייטיב לוח. טוב והדר הוויצה ועד נצח לירוער אדם ביקם וליובין נמשל כבהמס נדמום. The Kaddish is being now recited, the special Kaddish for at the cemetery. If anybody would like to offer to say the Kilmal Rachamim, please step up.
Iskadei Shemei Rabba Ba'alma Dehu Asid Ashadata Ulachayam Esayo Ulashaklallah Hechla Ulamifrak Chaya Ulamivne Karta Dir Shalem Ulamekar Pulchana Nufra'a Me'are La'asava Pulchana Kadisha Dishmaya La'asre Zivei Vikare Ushechinte Viatzmach Pur Kane Vikare Mishiche
Amen.
V'chayecha Inu v'yomecha Inu v'chaye D'chol Beis Yisrael Tiskale Charba V'chafna U'moyisna Minana Mikol Ama Beis Yisrael Ba'agala V'zman Karib Imru Amen.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach L'olam Olome Olmaya Yizbarach.
Mevorach L'olam Olmei Olemaya Yizbarach V'ishtabach V'yispar V'yisromami Yisnaseh V'yishadar V'yishalev V'yishalol Shmei D'Kudusha Berichu
Amen.
Le'ela Min Kol Berchasa V'shirasa Tush V'chasa V'nechamasa T'amiran B'olema V'yimeru Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Toivim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen.
Amen.
Yaseh Shalom B'imroimav U'yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen.
El Molei Rachamim Shoichein Miraimim Hamsei Menucha Nechoina Tachas Kanfei Yashrina B'maloi Sakdoishim Utoirim Kizaya Harakim Azirim Es Nishmas Altar Moshe Meben Rafael Shoilach Loi Lomoi Bavor Shenadvu Tzedaka Baraskaras Nishmasai V'ganei Dentehei Menuchasai L'chein Baal Rachamim Yasirei U'B'Seisek Navav Loilamim Yitzror B'Tzror Achayim Es Nishmasai Adonai Hu Nachalasai V'yenuach B'Shalom HaMishkavai V'noimar Amen.
I'm going to ask to please make a shora for the Avelim to go by. We can have one. Yeah.
We're going to have the two sets of rows. We're going to have
He's wearing leathers. Just take out the shoe.
Malcolm Menachem Yitzchak B'Sok Shaveh Yerushalayim. Malcolm Menachem Yitzchak B'Sok Shaveh Yerushalayim.